Welcome, everybody. I'm the guy between you and the break, always a good place to be in. And I want to tell you something about reinventing digital marketing with creativity and data. And I think both belong together, and I will try to show you. It's a broad statement I'm doing here, but I think it's something we really have to think about. It's really something I'm enthusiastic about because I really do think that we have a huge problem with digital marketing. If we look into our first channel, what many people believe is digital marketing, digital advertising, we have a huge problem. I personally believe that digital advertising is broken right now, and it sounds a little bit crazy if you look at the numbers, if you see that everything is going up. But if you look a little bit at what digital marketing is delivering, it's not very good what we are delivering right now. To be honest, it started quite bad. Some people sometimes cite the first banner and how awesome it was. Just to give you some idea about how digital advertising started, it started with a clickbait. So what we're all laughing about now, what BuzzFeed and so on are doing, that was the first banner. Have you ever clicked your mouse right here? And we had this huge click rate. And I think a lot of our marketeers are, after 15, 20 years, are still in this mindset. They really think about this, how do I generate a click? And so what we deserved there is this. We got what we deserved. We got what we deserved, and that's banner blindness. It's not about the click rate. Many people complain about the click rate and that we have a problem there. I think the main problem is banner blindness. Nobody in these rooms remember the last banners. Nobody. It's always the case. People are watching here, here, and here. And that's really a problem. And I think I don't see any solution right now that is solving this major problem of banner blindness. So for branding, this is devastating. Then came mobile. And of course, mobile saved us. Mobile was really the thing that saved digital advertising, wasn't it?
Okay, I got good news. The click rates in our current mobile ad campaign beat all our benchmarks.
Wow, great.
Seriously? I don't want to buy your stupid product. Can you get the freaking hell out of my way, banner? No, I don't want you to buy your... No, I don't care if it's 20% off. Goddamn, get away.
This is basically what we're doing on mobile. We have the click rates, but it's not working because we're tricking people again. We start all over again with what we have done in banner advertising. Furthermore, we're losing some of our best customers. We discussed, or we will discuss, I don't know whether we already had the session on ad blocking, but we're losing some customers. Some might say, oh, it's not that important. I think the major problem is we lose the most important customers, the millennials, the new customers, the people spending money. We lose them to ad blockers as well, and we deserve it because we are using this mindset in digital advertising. Then we have these other problems we are all discussing. We are delivering some kind of solution, visibility, bots, ad frauds. These things scare marketeers away. And if you look at these comics, are the digital ads we buy actually being seen? Absolutely, almost half of the time. At least 50% of the pixels for a whole second. This is the solution we are actually offering. This is what we decided as an industry for us is visibility. It's hopefully by a human, maybe on a site without porn. We're not that sure, especially with real-time advertising. We cannot verify that, but it's a huge, huge deal because we have a low CPM. That's what's happening a lot in programmatic advertising. This is not the only problem we have. We have another problem, and this other problem is that digital media is changing rapidly. And this is something that not the industry is the problem, the users are the problem. Because fast food content is taking over ad-supported media consumption. Not all the media consumption, don't get me wrong. All my students, they have to fill up water bottles at the toilet because it's cheaper, but they all pay 10 euros to Netflix to get long-form content without advertising. But the short-form advertising, we are all consuming in Facebook, and it's fast food. And everybody loved what Facebook did there. We loved the traffic, especially the last years. Talked to the main publishers. They got a lot of traffic from Facebook, and this was awesome. But of course, this is very short-sighted again, because it's just these clickbaits we started with. So what happened? Well, suddenly brands realized, oh, we now have to pay. We now have to pay for the distribution. Media is still getting a lot of distribution as well. So media still has a lot of opportunity there, but brands now have to pay for everything. This is an old slide from February 2015. Now organic is almost zero. So Facebook charges you for every time somebody sees branded content. So content marketing is now basically paid marketing. What will happen to media? It will be the same. We now, as media, have to play along as well. We have to go to instant articles. We will instantly be transferred to Facebook as well, and we have to put in our media, our content into the platform itself. So it's really a problem. And we have a final problem, and I think that's one of the biggest problems we have there. And that's that the platform economy consumes valuable money. What do I mean by that? The platform economy, I think not everybody is discussing that a lot, but the platform economy means that we are spending more and more time on the internet in platforms. These platforms are e-commerce platforms, Amazon, Google. Everybody in e-commerce has to pay the Google tax now. They have to pay for the AdWords, for the product listing ads. Most of them are in Amazon ads, so we really have to pay, and they're taking our profits. Same happening with travel, with Uber, with MyTaxi, with Google in flights. The profits of all the people creating something are taken by the platform. And it goes on and on. It goes on with media, it goes on with other services. Talk to the industries, the insurance industries, they have a lot of problem with the comparison portals. So the platforms are taking away our money. It's good for them, awesome results. If you invest in a platform on a stock exchange, would have been one of your best investments you could have done within the last years, but it's a problem for all the others in the industries. I think it's even a problem for the open and free internet, because we now have the problem, no money, we have overlords there, we have to that control what we are doing. It's a problem for the free internet. But we're not here for the free internet, we're here to improve our businesses. You're all experts in analytics, and so I want to give you some idea how we can reinvent digital marketing with data and creativity. I want to give you some idea. It's not about technology, it's not about the complex models there. You know more about data than me. But I want to give you some ideas what you can do in your organization to reinvent your digital marketing. And the first thing you won't like, it's you need to accept our new overlords. We really have to say, all right, these overlords are here and they won't go away. Some publishers still don't get it. But we have to accept them in a way. To be more precise, I don't say give it up. I think a lot what has been said here is absolutely right about data, keeping data. What I mean is competition with the four horsemen. The four big players, the biggest platforms we have there. We have to compete with them on the one hand, but in many ways we have to go into cooperation with them and use their platforms, because we won't be able to make them go away. Very clearly about this. So there's a kind of competition with the four horsemen. But we have to build things that help us to compete with them as well. And I think an old model, some people are already laughing about it. It used to be discussed a lot in publishing. The 3C model, the content community commerce model, is the right way to go. Because the only thing we have left is we have to provide good content, relevant content. We have to build up a community of loyal customers, of loyal people consuming our content, and we have to do business with them. And data is in the heart of all these three things, because data tells us where content, community, and commerce can be created. And some of you might not be from marketing. They might even say, oh, marketing is this advertising thing. And you might say, oh, well, I'm more on the analytics side, I'm on the product side. It's not true. You're all marketeers. You're all marketeers now, because very often marketing is about finding these right things. It's not only about the advertising you do, it's about the right product at the right time. You discussed it all here. So you're all marketeers, and to be honest, you can be proud of your role as a marketeer. Don't shy away from being marketeers. You are marketeers because marketing gives value to you. Look at Tesla. Tesla, I really see the hype about this car. We discussed it yesterday evening, and yesterday evening we discussed why is there such a big hype about this car? And it's basically about branding. They did awesome branding about this car. And if you're an entrepreneur, some of you might have sold their companies. It's now hip to buy a Tesla, not a Porsche anymore, even if you're in Germany. And that's the biggest problem you have right now in the German car industry. It's still a better car. It's still a better experience, overall experience, if you have a Porsche as a sports car than a Tesla, but you can feel much better about the Tesla. It's modern, it's the future, you are the future, it's all marketing. So think about marketing as value you are creating for your company. What do we have to do? We have to utilize independent data sources and data. Because if we really want to understand what's going on, we cannot depend on these 4 horsemen. These 4 horsemen are providing us with a lot of free tools, but in the end, of course, they want to make business. So you really have to have independent data sources and advice, because this is the only thing we have left to build our communities, to make commerce, to do the right content. So please, whatever you do with your data, I don't even say don't give any data to them. I just say have your own data, have your independent advice. And not only data sources, it's also about advice. You don't want to ask only agencies or only technology provider about advice. Get independent advice. Another thing you have to look at is you have to be natural and authentic. Natural and authentic is so important because it's the only way you can build trust in this environment. If you look at this, there will be some traditional media in here. User-generated content has taken over reputation. Reputation is now owned by user-generated content. If you go to Amazon, what are people doing? They're scrolling directly to the reviews. You have this huge content up there, videos, everything we put in there, and people are going directly to the reviews. You don't know the people in the reviews, but it just feels more authentic, and authentic is the thing that helps you to be successful. So whatever you do with data-driven advertising, you still have to be authentic and to think about what you're doing there. It's not worthwhile to do something that is not authentic and to be premium or personalized. If it's not authentic, users won't get it. What's even more important, and that's something you all in this room will struggle, you're the data guys, you know about data. The problem in many organizations is that they don't adopt the data-driven mindset. I think opinions are dangerous, and I think data has to be more important than opinions. Let's have a look.
Hey guys, how you doing with that project? Everything good? Yeah. Great. Good. Keep up the good work.
We should definitely use this picture.
You have weird taste. We should clearly take that one.
No. Okay. Let's do it. Ready?
Okay.
This is mainly how decisions are made in our organizations. We have a lot of discussions. Usually we don't decide on it, and then it happens some kind randomly. Not in the meeting, not like that, but randomly in mails, and suddenly one decision is followed.
Saves so much time.
This is the way we have to work.
Yeah.
We have to look into data, and data has to rule everything. So the only thing that does not count are opinions. And to be honest, every organization I see where something like this is implemented, it's getting better. But it's not enough. Because a data-driven organization is about more. It's about more you have to do there. It's about your insights you're generating from data. Because what's usually happening is that people are using data for their opinions. You have data management, and data management analytics is an investment. There's no solution in it. You're not a data-driven company if you just implemented WebTrekk. It's awesome that you did it because you have the independent source, but you're still not a data-driven company because you only have done the investments. Now you have to get the insights to get the upside from all this stuff. And to get these insights, you have to be aware of some of your enemies. One of your enemies are vanity metrics. Vanity metrics are bad for you because vanity metrics is fast food that makes you fat and lazy.
Well, actually very successful.
Extraordinary. So many likes. Many people shared our videos. We gained so many new Facebook fans.
Yeah, but the question is, was the campaign profitable or not?
Yeah, Can I get back to you on that tomorrow?
Sure.
Great.
The confirmation bias is real. What most people are doing with the data you get there, they're searching for the data to make a confirmation for their own biases. And this is not working. This is something that is not working. Have you ever seen non-successful campaigns in your organization? Everybody is only having successful campaigns because you get a career out of this. That's the career. You have successful campaigns. So whenever somebody is wasting money, he will find some data that proves that this campaign was actually very valuable. Nobody is getting celebrated because he says, all right, we wasted a lot of money, don't do this anymore. That's the typical problem you have there. So data is a weapon for the confirmation bias. Another thing a lot of people are doing, they want to avoid risks and they set up some more tests. So you have all those managers, they want to do their career, and risk is always a little bit problematic with their career. It's better to look great while the others are taking the risks and you still are going up there. So a lot of people are setting up more tests. They don't want to decide, and so they say, oh, let's test this and this and this. So using your data just to test stuff is not a good way. It goes even further. Some people have a hangover, have no decision power on a certain day, and what do? They ask for more data. You go in your sure fix, you go into your big meeting, and what do? They ask for more data. Do you have more data on this and more data on that? And that's what they do, and that's very good for the manager because he had a very productive meeting. He showed how good he was in asking you for more data because he needs more data points to make an awesome decision. That's not a data-driven company. A data-driven company uses the great data we have to be more successful and to really understand what's going on in the organization. You need to be sure about your reasons why you are tracking a certain data point. Be absolutely sure what you want to do with it. Now, engagement is the big data point. To understand engagement, you really have to understand, and we saw it in some presentations today, what you can do with engagement. You can identify the customers you want to have a further communication with. Just telling them, oh, people were very engaged, awesome, that's not helpful. You have to do something with that. You have to be sure for your reason. Has anybody heard about the 10,000 hour rule in this room? What is the 10,000 hour rule? Yeah, what is the 10,000 hour rule? Yeah, it's the rule, Seth Godin said, it's the rule to be an expert in something you have to spend 10,000 hours. It doesn't work. Just spending 10,000 hours on your data is not enough. If you read the book that Seth Godin the book that Seth Godin was basing his research on, it was not about the 10,000 hours. The researchers say it's 10,000 hours, but it's also deliberate practice. Deliberate practice means you have to practice what's really important, where you're bad at. If you want to be a good golfer, don't do the 10,000 hours. You will not be a world champion. You won't be there. You have to have good trainers showing you some specific stuff. You have to work on a lot of stuff. And that is what we have to do with data. We have to find the right superfoods. We have to find the superfoods that help us to be more successful. It's not eating fast food and adding some superfoods. It's really find the right things that are important for your organization. Do this, really do the hard work and discuss with your team what are the data points we really want to look into that. Then understand your data. There's some crazy stuff that people are saying, all right, I saw this in an interface. Whenever an interface looks great, they believe in some data. Really try to understand the ingredients, understand how the data is generated. If you don't understand the ingredients, you might be based on wrong data. Just look at some of the reports they have on the WebTrekk page. There's some stuff in there that you should at least think about. If you do all this stuff, you will get in a good mindset. This good mindset is a growth hacking mindset, and not in a way that you're just hacking, but that you're using your marketing spend and do some kind of hacking on that. I'll give you an example just to make it more precise. If you're selling wine, you can send out a lot of special offers Every wine company is doing that. All the wine sellers are trying to give you special offers, buy 6 bottles and get 2 extra bottles, special discount. Or you can think a little about what makes people buy wines. It's emotion, and that's something that Gary Vaynerchuk did. He just found out that people are completely crazy about their university, their graduation university. And he started to do some ads about 5 wines for Princeton graduates. He just made one big page and said, Princeton graduates drink these wines. And suddenly he was very, very successful with this campaign. He sold with the other campaign, he sold absolutely nothing. With this campaign, he had a conversion rate of over 30%. Another thing, people tell you you need to be more flexible. We are all flexible enough. In online, we would love to have more rigor there, and that's what agile marketing is about. If you want to test something, in your organization, you have to adopt the agile mindset. And the agile mindset, for everybody who is involved in Scrum in here, knows that the agile mindset is about setting up a test, leave people alone with that, let them create something, and then discuss it later. And that's what we should do. We should really have a strategy, an idea, then create it, then launch it, then measure it, and then say later on, all right, what happened with the strategy? What will be our next strategy? We're not just testing around. We really want to do this. Some more example for upside you can get out of data. Some concrete examples you will get out of data. I will give you one more example, and that's in the viral marketing space, something that a lot of people think it's only about creativity, and there people do something like this.
What exactly are you guys doing?
We're live on Facebook.
We were hoping he does something funny and goes viral. Come on, just do something millennial, okay? Yeah, okay.
I love this video because it's my son in there. But it's also the truth about our environment right now. People, they don't do it on their own in Germany. What they do in Germany, they ask an agency, make a viral video for me, or make 10 tests to get a viral video for me. That's how we approach social media. What is BuzzFeed doing? BuzzFeed is doing something different. They are measuring every tweet, everything they do on data. They change their headline 25 times. They change their sharing buttons based on from what channel you're coming. They're really hacking into share factor. And what they do there is they test what has the biggest share factor. And if they find out an article about the share factor, what do they do? They pay. They pay to play. They really boost the posts with money, but at bargain prices because they know this piece of content has a huge share factor. They understand that you have to pay to play, but they really, really, really don't do it as a one-time wonder hit, as a one-time thing you want to do. They really, really want to do it every day with all their content. So I want to finish my presentation with one thing. Your data management platform, whatever you have as a data management platform, whether you call it DMP or not, whether it's only analytics, whatever, it's basically an insight generation platform. And you have to utilize these insights in your organization to really make something with that, to make it really more valuable, these investments you do in data management. And I think, and I hope we'll have something to discuss in the break. Thank you very much.